Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Education, SOE, Diploma, Postgraduate Diploma Programs, Postgraduate Diploma in Educational Technology, PGDET, MES-31 Educational Technology, an overview Block-1 Introduction to ET, Unit 1 Nature of ET 1.1 Introduction. This is an age of information technology, and the use of technology can be seen ubiquitously in our daily life. It not only makes learning more comprehensive and simple but also helps to display more information in a lesser time. At the same time, it brings diversity to your classroom teaching, displays more information to learners, and enhances student learning. You would also agree that the use of technology not only saves time and energy but also allows for more attention to be paid by the learners. Educational technology encompasses all aspects related to the facilitation of learning process. Since this is the first unit of this course, we will make an attempt to understand the concept and nature of educational technology. The concept will also be broadened by providing a synoptic view of how educational technology has developed throughout history. This unit will also help you to understand the various approaches of educational technology, which will guide you to link the concepts discussed in other units of this course. 1.2 Objectives. After going through this unit, you should be able to define the concept of educational technology, differentiate between the hardware and the software approach of educational technology, classify educational technologies, apply the systems approach to educational technology, and describe the evolution of educational technology. 1.3 Concept section of educational technology. You, as a practitioner, must be using technology in your workplaces to make your presentations more effective. But to most people, the term educational technology is associated only with the equipment or the hardware part, which they use, such as overhead projector, television, computers, etc. But the concept of educational technology should not to be confused with the electronic gadgetry. It has a wider meaning, as wide as education itself. By this it means that educational technology is concerned with the design and evaluation of the curriculum and learning experiences to be provided, and also with the problems of implementing it. Let us understand the meaning of the term educational technology by splitting it into education and technology. Technology, as we understand, refers to the systematic application of techniques and principles to achieve an objective. Technology results in new designs and devices to improve human productivity. Education is the process of acquiring and imparting knowledge crucial to the development of a learner. Therefore, it can be concluded that the educational technology would be the application of the principles of education to improve human learning. There have been a number of definitions of educational technology which have been produced over the years. Let us go through them to get the better understanding of the term educational technology. Educational technology is the development, application and evaluation of systems, techniques and aids to improve human learning. National Council for Educational Technology for the United Kingdom, NCET, 1967. Another definition by National Centre for Programmed Learning has put the term of educational technology as educational technology is the application of the scientific knowledge about learning and conditions of learning to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of teaching and training. In the absence of the scientifically established principles, educational technology implements techniques of empirical testing to improve learning situation. Derek Unwin, 1969, has also defined educational technology as the application of modern skills and techniques to the requirements of education and training. G. O. M. Leith, 1975, defined educational technology as an application of scientific knowledge about learning and conditions of learning to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of teaching and learning. According to UNESCO, educational technology is a communication process resulting from the application of the scientific methods to the behavioral science of teaching and learning. This communication may or may not require the use of media such as television broadcasts, radio, cassettes, etc. The main components of this communication process as given by UNESCO are as follows: nature of ETA, goals or the behavioral objectives. B. Analysis of the characteristics of learners. 1. C. Selection and organization of content. D. Selection of media. E. Evaluation. And F. Feedback. After going through all the above definitions of the educational technology, you conclude that the chief role of educational technology is to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of the teaching and learning process. Educational technology as it exists today is the result of the integration of the technological devices with the newly explored psychological principles of learning, teaching, behavioral modification, etc. In short, educational technology, in its widest sense, can be understood to be including the development, application and evaluation of systemic knowledge about learning and instruction to teaching and training with the aim of improving their quality and efficiency. According to Ellington et al. 2005, this increase in the efficiency due to the use of educational technology in various situations can be manifested in many different ways, which are as follows: A. Increasing the quality of learning or degree of mastery among the learners. B. Decreasing the time taken by learners to attain the desired goals. C. Increasing the efficiency of teachers in terms of numbers of learners taught, without reducing the quality of learning. D. Reducing costs, without affecting the quality. And E. Increasing the independence of learners, and the flexibility of education and training provisions. The scope of educational technology encompasses educational objectives, media and other characteristics, criteria of selecting media and resources, management of resources as well as their evaluation. Till now, we have discussed that educational technology is the means for effective learning. But the effective learning could only come through the effective application of educational technology, which in turn is dependent upon the proper integration of hardware with appropriate software. For example, an interactive television, which is a highly developed hardware, cannot provide quality output if it does not have quality educational programs. Now, this is understood that both the hardware and the software are needed for the effective use of educational technology. Although hardware is an important component, but it is of little use if suitable software is not available. Thus what is needed is both technology in education and technology of education. Let us reflect on these terms more closely. 1.3.1 Technology in education. Hardware approach. Technology in education is also called the hardware approach to educational technology because it is concerned with the electronic gadgets such as television, radio, language labs and various other projected media, which are being used to educate learners. Technology in education includes tangible aspects of technology. This side of educational technology has been derived from the principles of physical sciences, as the main thrust is on the development of the electronic equipment like monitors, cameras etc. which could be used in the teaching-learning process. 1.3.2 Technology of education. Software approach. Technology of education approach to educational technology involves a systematic, scientific application of appropriate scientific research, both from the physical sciences and from the social sciences such as psychology and sociology to solve a problem. Here, it is important to understand that technology of education emphasizes on the techniques of teaching and learning derived from the principles, ideas and practices drawn from various fields of knowledge like psychology, sociology, philosophy, management studies, cybernetics, etc. in order to optimize the teaching-learning process. In other words, we can say that the technology of education includes intangible aspects of education. For example, teachers or trainers use a number of methods and techniques while organizing instructional programs. Methods like inquiry teaching, simulated teaching, programmed instruction, computer-assisted instructions are the results of application of pedagogic principles derived from psychology of education. 1.3.3 Classification of educational technology. Teaching learning aids are classified in several ways. Edgar Dale's cone of experience provides us with one such possibility of classifying them. Educational technologies are classified on the basis of four important characteristics, viz., stimulations provided to the sense organs, learners' control over media, types of experience they provide, and their reach. The most widely used classification is on the basis of the senses that are stimulated by educational technologies. These can be classified as follows. 1. Visual, verbal, print or duplicated, textbook, supplementary book, reference books, encyclopedia, etc., magazine, newspaper, etc., documents and clippings, duplicated written material, programmed learning material and self-instructional modules, case studies, simulating reality, and case report 2. Visual, pictorial, non-projected two-dimensional, blackboard writing and drawing, charts, posters, maps, diagrams, graphs, photographs, cartoons, comic strips 3. Audio, human voice, gramophone records, audio tapes/discs, stereo records, radio broadcast. Telephonic conversation 4. Visual, non-projected three-dimensional, model, mock-up, diorama, globe, relief, map, specimen, puppet, hologram 5. Visual, non-projected three-dimensional, model, mock-up, diorama, globe, relief, map, specimen, puppet, hologram 6. Audio-visual, projected, with motion, motion picture film, television, closed-circuit television, videocassette disc 7. Multimedia packages, for more than one sense, slide plus tape plus workbook, radio plus slide or posters, radio vision, film plus posters plus workbook, print materials, television plus workbook, print materials, any of the above plus group discussion, any of the above plus introductory and summarizing talk by teacher leader of the group. 8. New emerging media, all of these are multisensory, teleconferencing, group discussion through telephones, cable television, localized television where feedback is possible, satellite television/communication satellites, computer networking, video disks, mini-computers/microcomputers/word processors. 1. 4. Systems approach to educational technology. Till now we have discussed that the educational technology covers a wide range of instructional media and also it contributes to effective learning. We know that the teaching-learning process has become quite complex. In this situation, a detailed systematic and scientific planning is necessary. Therefore, it is important to plan how are we going to develop the good quality educational technology material, which will include both the hardware and software. The systems approach can be used to systematize this process. The systems approach to design and analysis of teaching and training situations is the basis of great majority of modern technology-related developments. You can say that systems approach to educational technology is the heart of technology of education and training. Let us first discuss how systems approach can help us. Systems approach is a borrowed concept from the engineering sciences and cybernetics, which deals with the self-sustaining systems. However, the terms system and systems approach have been used in variety of ways. Therefore, let us first understand these terms in order to define them and to understand the concept of systems approach to educational technology. In an educational technology context, a system is any collection of interrelated parts that together constitutes a larger part as whole. Webster's dictionary defines system as regularly interacting or independent group of items forming a unified whole. These components, parts or elements, of the system are intimately linked with one another, either directly or indirectly, and any change in one or more elements may affect the overall performance of the system, either beneficially or adversely. In other words, we may view system with the number of subsystems or components. For example, computer, which is a system, has so many components as CPU, monitor, printer, etc. All these components have to work coherently to produce a good work. Therefore, a systems approach has the systematic effort to coordinate all the components of interacting systems to achieve the specific objectives. The approach in general includes the following steps. A. An analysis of the existing situation. B. Setting up of goals for the desired situation. C. Defining mechanism to evaluate the achievement goals. D. Generating alternative solutions. E. Choosing the best possible solution through cost-benefit analysis. F. Detailing the design of the system. G. Outlining the monitoring mechanisms for the system. H. Working out the solution. It involves interlinked and interdependent stages. A. Explicitly stated standards of output performances, including behavioral objectives. B. Planned input and processes involving structural learning materials, resources, information and methods according to the learner's need, and C. monitored output which is used to revise, improve and evaluate the instructional system. The educational technologists structure the inputs to the systems in such a way so as to try to improve the output through increasing the efficiency of the learning process. A systems approach to course design is based on existing knowledge on how students learn. Such a systems approach attempts to mold the input to the course in such a way as to enable the optimum assimilation of knowledge and skills to take place during the learning process and hence to maximize the learning outcome. Systems approach to educational technology permits the practitioners to optimize the effectiveness to improve teaching learning process. Therefore, the use of systems approach has the following advantages. 1. It provides a conceptual framework to build plans for implementing changes in education. 2. It helps to identify the suitability of the resource material to achieve a specific goal. 3. It helps to assess the resource needs, their sources and facilities in relation to quantity, time and technological advancement that could be used to provide integration of machines, media and people for attaining the defined goal. 4. It permits an orderly introduction of components demonstrated to be required for the success of the system in terms of student learning. 5. Rigidity in the plan of action is avoided as a continuous evaluation affords desired beneficial changes to be made. 1.5 Evolution of educational technology. Till now, we have said about the meaning of educational technology and also have understood how systems approach help in the development of educational technology. But the evolution of educational technology has not taken in a single day. The developed educational technology, which we use today, is the result of improvisation, which is done by their own potentials to solve problems. Whether one talks about the discoveries and inventions, human beings are never behind. Similarly, as human being has evolved, his/her communication style has also evolved from non-verbal gestures to the verbal interactions. His/her medium of interactions have also changed. Simultaneously, there has been a change in the perspective of understanding learning. The nature of learning has moved from group learning to individual learning. Technology, to support the various kinds of learning, has also evolved. At the same time, in this section, we will discuss the evolution of educational technology. These technologies which have been evolved, have passed through 4 phases which are as follows. A. Audiovisual phase. B. Psychosociological phase. C. Cybernetic phase. D. Information communication technology phase. 1.5.1 Audiovisual phase. J. A. Comenius prepared a first visualized book that contained 150 pictures, and also said let pictures be the source of delight to the children and let these become familiar with them before they enter school. Later, philosopher like Rousseau also said that learning process must be directed to the learner's natural curiosity, and Pestalozzi put action to his words by proposing the object method. The object method is based on instruction via sense perception. Although attempts on the use of concrete aids were made much before, but the intensive development in the audio-video started in the 20th century. This phase is designated as an extensive use of variety of devices such as moving pictures, radio, slide films to transmit ideas and experiences, which appeals to the sense perceptions of the learners, especially about the abstract concept. In other words, you can say that these devices act as supplementary devices. The audiovisual device utilizes more than one sensory channel. For example, while watching any educational program on television, you are using both the visual and auditory perception, which helps in clarifying, establishing and correcting the concepts, interpretations and appreciations. However, the materials to be used along with these audio-visual aids need to be developed based on the psychological principles of learning. Also, these aids have always been used as a tool to disseminate the knowledge from one place to another. In this process of transmitting the information, it is considered important to transfer the correct message. I.5.2 Cybernetic phase. This phase of educational technology has evolved during the Second World War. The word cybernetics was first used by Norbert Wiener, 1948, to define the automatic control systems. Wiener defined cybernetics as the science of control and communication in men and machines. Consider a situation when you are browsing an internet site. Suddenly, a message pops up on the screen that there is a virus which has entered your computer. Here, the antivirus software provided you the feedback, and as a result you removed the virus from your computer. Cybernetics lays emphasis on feedback. The feedback here refers to a kind of reciprocal interaction between two or more events in which one activity generates a second reaction that in turn redirects the primary action. It is also defined as the comparative study of human control. The feedback mechanism has three functions. A. It propels the system towards the target or the defined path. B. It compares the effect of this action with the true path and detects any deviation, negative or positive, and C. It utilizes error signal to redirect the system. Figure 1.5. Cybernetic model. Look at the screen. In most of the industrial processes, which emerged during and after World War XI, the concept of feedback became operational for correcting any deviant step. For example, in a refrigerator, the thermostat informs the system of cooling whether a certain temperature has been reached or not reached and instructs it to perform accordingly.
This information for remedial action, steering the boat according to the charted path, avoiding any deviations, was crucial not only in industry but also in education. Out of this emphasis arose the programmed learning instruction movement, where it was emphasized that at every step a student should be told, reinforced about his/her progress or deviation. Thus, the cybernetic principles have led to the concretization and direct application of principles to teaching and learning. These cybernetic principles have following implications on teaching learning. A. The activity involved is geared to the learner's stage of growth, physical and cognitive. B. The learner is provided with some criteria for indicating to him/her specifically what progress he/she is making. C. The learner is presented with the activity both in verbal and nonverbal context in varied situations. 1 May 2003 Psychosociological phase. This phase has a long history, which can be traced back to the learning theory on the laws of learning given by Thorndike, 1913. Based on his theory, Pressey, 1926, developed a teaching machine. This machine provided an automatic scoring device to the learners for immediate feedback. So, this was the first step towards the formulation of systematic learning. Subsequently, the theory of B. F. Skinner, 1953, on operant conditioning, whose main contribution was that human behavior could be shaped, opened a new chapter in the development of programmed learning materials. Teaching machines. Learning, as you know, involves both learner and teacher, but now with the development of technology, the physical presence of teacher may not be required. Teaching machines represent this development in education. Teaching machines act as a liberating device that allows the individual differences. In 1924, Sidney L. Pressey created a crude teaching machine suitable for rote and dry learning. He showed that automated instruction facilitated learning by providing for immediate reinforcement, individual pace setting, and active responding. According to him, teaching machines are unique among instructional aids, in that the student not merely passively listens, watches, or reads but actively responds, and as he does so he finds out whether his response is correct or not. And a record may be kept which aids in improving the materials. These machines ranged from a very simple to complex. A teaching machine incorporates a closed-loop system of teaching that cyclically a. display and information to learners. B. Seek learner response. C. Evaluate, reinforce and control next display. Based upon the responses in the teaching machines, they can be broadly classified under two categories. A. Constructed response devices. These devices are based on the Skinner's principles, namely emission of response is considered more effective in learning than simple recognition. B. Multiple choice machines. In these machines, it is possible to prepare branches for every reply to a given question. The greatest value of such machines is the individualized instruction, which helps the learner to learn at their own pace. Also, it provides well-designed and structured learning situation for desired behavioral change in the learner. But it has a delimitation too, as a good teacher can always determine the effective and ineffective communication and modify their teaching on the basis of the students' responses. It is not possible with the teaching machines. In addition to the contributions made by the behaviorist, cognitive psychologist who lays main thrust on information that is perceived and processed by an individual has a profound implication on the pedagogical perspective about the meaning of learning. With the adoption of the philosophy of a constructivist framework, the meaning of learning has changed from just the assimilation of information where teacher was thought to be the generator of knowledge and student as receiver of knowledge. Hence, from this theory it is clear that learning is an active process of constructing meaning on the part of each individual learner's experiences. These different meanings of learning have implications on how we approach each educational content and on how educational technology has to be incorporated coherently with the teaching and learning practices. Human being, as you know, is a social being. Hence the importance of observing and modeling the behaviors, attitudes, and emotional reactions of others is common phenomenon. Sociologists, particularly the school of group dynamics, has also contributed a lot to the understanding of the teaching learning process through their work on group processes. 1st May 2004 Information and Communication Technology Phase. Recent innovations in information communication technology have revolutionized the means of instruction. Now, we are using multimedia, email, internet, intranet and website to impart instruction. These are telecommunication modes through which instructional materials can be given to students. Development of the bandwidth for the internet and intranet has enabled teachers to impart instruction within and outside the organization. This stage is also marked with the advances in the software and hardware potential of the systems. Several organizations like audio-video research centers, educational media research centers and different departments of education and educational technology are engaged in the development of educational software. In the coming years, mobile technology will also be used in the teaching learning process. As you know, open and distance learning system uses all kinds of information and communication technologies like television, radio, interactive radio technology, teleconferencing, computer conferencing, mobile technology in the delivery of instructional inputs. 1.6 Let us sum up. In this unit, you have learned about the concept of educational technology which includes the development, application, and evaluation of systemic knowledge about learning and instruction to teaching and training with the aim of improving quality and efficiency. You have also understood the two components of educational technology lay, hardware approach and software approach. The evolution of technology has not taken place suddenly, it has crossed the phases. of audiovisual, social psychological, cybernetics, information and technology, and teaching machines, which have also been discussed in the unit. In a country like ours, there is wide scope of educational technology, which can make learning a joyful activity. We are so geographically scattered that sometimes quality education does not reach the remotest place. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel for more updates, and we will see you with the next chapter.